girl. Hey, let me turn you down because I've got a little bit of noise in the background. Hey.
Hi. Hi.
How are you? What's new with you, Miss Thing? What's new with you? What's new with you?
Let's see. What's new right now? I'm getting ready to go back to San Francisco for work again.
Ooh, exciting.
Yep, that'll be next week, and then I'll be going back a few more weeks after that. So I should just probably set up like a semi-permanent residency, I suppose.
I mean, I'm sure you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody out there.
Oh yeah, I mean I do. Yeah. We know lots of somebodies out there now at this point.
Girl, you could just get a room at their Steamworks, and I'm sure make a little office in one of their Steamworks rooms.
Could you pipe down out there? I'm on a call. Gosh, damn, who got semen in my keyboard?
Dear listeners, if you don't know what a Steamworks is, don't ask questions. Pride's over. Pride's over. We can't answer anymore.
Randy, was it you? Did you leave?
Randy.
Did you leave nudes on my laptop?
Randy. I mean, that is an old ass white person name from San Francisco, isn't it?
Right, Randy.
Randy and Gerald and Kyle.
I know this dick print on my keyboard. I know this print. That's you, Randy.
Randall, I'm going to need you to stop. You have to bring out his Christian name to get him to stop.
Randall Pickle Mitchell, I'm going to need you to stay out of my office.
Pickle? He's not from the South.
That's what they call him at Steamworks. So that's what they call him.
Why? Because he got a case of the warts that never went away.
Basically, and it's green.
Mm. But people like
it. They say it's got bite.
It's a Vlasic.
Last year he went on meds and it was more like a bread and butter.
Oh my God. Oh God. Have you ever heard of nuclear pickles? So in Ukraine, they call them nuclear. They aren't actually nuclear. Okay. They ferment the pickles instead of just pickle them. They actually go through fermentation, and apparently they are like real. They got a kick to them whenever you bite into them. So they call them nuclear pickles. Not heat, but that fermented That sounds
nice.
That sounds delicious.
What did we watch the other day? We watched a special on a lot of different like Japanese fermentation foods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't realize. I mean, I knew that some things were fermented, but like I didn't realize, for example, that soy sauce was considered like a fermented food.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
Yeah, girl. Yeah. It's girl, yeah, they put the koju over and it ferments.
Yeah. We because my husband's one of his favorite foods is natto, as you know.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
we were watching that NHK Oishi, the
yeah.
And he's like, why have they never done one about natto? And because we watched the Iron Chef episode about natto yesterday as well. So yeah, one thing led to another, which led to another, and that's where we ended up in.
I mean, it's because Oishi is about like fresh fruit. That thing's was specifically meant for the fresh food market when they originally did it. So that's why it wouldn't be natto's fermented, right? So
yeah. They actually did, but they did it was included in their Oishi one about that. So
yeah.
It was just nice.
Natto's not good. To the human palate, to the American palate, it's not the best.
We were watching the episode of Iron Chef because it's so long ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing because they were talking about how many different ways and how good it was, and how they disguise the taste.
Yeah.
And I kept looking over at him. I'm like, I feel like there's a disconnect here. Like they keep praising the people that disguise the taste of natto. It's like,
yeah, like it's.
But then I realized that natto to them is like medicine.
It's. I mean, they like the umami, right? That's what they're going after. They're going after that umami funk, which is fine in things. That's why it comes with that little thing of really spicy mustard that you add the whole thing to hide the taste of the natto, right? Like it's. And the only way I could eat it is if it is ice cold with that thing, entire thing of spicy ass mustard in it to kill the taste of the natto.
You might like some of the stuff we have now, the shops here, because they have a lot of different flavor pack ones with different types of flavor combinations and things you can add to it. So you might like some of them.
It's also a textural nightmare. Like it's thick boogers. Like yeah. Am I wrong? Like that is what it is. It's dog vomit. I mean, these are. I could deal with a lot of stinky, gross foods, right? Gross. I'll use what Americans would consider gross. I could deal with the full gamut. Yes. I have tried lots of things. Natto is just one that I can't quite get there. But if your husband ever threw it at me and it's like, hey, try it, I'm going to try it and I'm going to just not be fazed whatsoever.
What was the guy? There was one shot on there, right, where the guy's like, he keeps like stirring it, like he looks like a crazy person. He's just like because it looks so slimy and everything. And the whole time I'm watching it, I kept thinking like, is this trying to make it appealing? Do you think this makes it more appealing? It doesn't.
So
they need to get somebody onto the natto marketing.
I do highly suggest that if you are, speaking of Japanese culture, if you're watching Netflix, that you watch Boyfriends, the new reality show about 5 or 6 Japanese gay men. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, try to find love. Yeah. They're all hot. Like there's my personal favorite's the Korean one with the little blonde tips. He is hot. And then they've got like, are you still there? Okay. Because your face isn't moving. And they've got, you go.
I was taken in by what you're saying right now.
And then they've got one of the like most famous go-go boys in Japan on the episode 2. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's
called Boyfriends. Okay.
Boyfriends, yeah.
I was just looking up the other night. Something came across my Instagram feed, and it was I don't know who this person was, but basically like they were showing a night out in one of the provinces there, and they were at a gay bar.
Prefectures.
Prefectures. Okay.
Prefectures.
It looks super fun.
So gay bars are kind of hidden in Japan. There's
not all of them, girls. Some of them now got a big old rainbow display things in the front now.
They're still kind of, you still have to kind of sneak to them.
It's true.
Like the gay city's Osaka, which is the one that that's where they have also the octopus balls out on the street. They're supposedly delicious. Whatever. One day I'm going to Japan. Speaking of trip, well, I have to go with my husband first as a couple. Then we could go together. Mims and Maim travel to Japan.
Do like a double date. We could do like a double date. We could do like a double date trip.
I'm going to pause it 1 second and say something. And we're back. Speaking of love and respect, hey, Maim, did you know we have a Patreon? Dear listeners, if you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw us some money. Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Maim, did you know I killed Maim in our little interstitial there? It was I had a moment of truth with her, and she understood that truth and
Oh,
felt it.
I totally understand everything you just said. Yes.
And she felt it in her soul, and I think she agreed with me. Because I think she liked the proposition that I put better herself. Ah, mhm. Hey, Maim, did you know we have another podcast?
Yes.
That's right. We have You Slay Me, our Murder She Wrote podcast at Over the Moon, our boodle heading podcast. Hey, Maim.
Moonlighting podcast. Yes.
There's 1.5 episodes of whatever. Hey, Maim. Did you know that we have merchandise? That's right. If you go to MrMahaffey.com, you can buy something. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Maim, do you know what I love?
Yeah.
Do you know
5-star reviews.
That's right, babe. I love 5-star reviews. So, dear listeners, if you like us, you love us, and you keep this is happening. Leave us a review. This is season 5, episode 22. The Big Circle.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
Oh my God.
So, are you okay over there? Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm
Are you
okay.
okay?
I'm
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry if my truth was too much truth. You okay? Your face got stuck yet?
No, it's great.
Okay, good.
It's like no, it was good for me. It was good for me.
So we're at Sugarbakers.
Sugar bacon.
There we go. There we go. There we go. And girl, everyone is very, very sad.
Why?
Reese is dead.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, they done gone and killed Hal Holbrook without bringing him back.
That is irresponsible.
You know what? It clicked with me what may be happening. Is this when Evening Shade started?
Oh, I think it was.
I was like, why would they just kill Hal Holbrook? Like,
I think it was.
It's probably Evening Shade. And Evening Shade was not CBS, was it? Was it?
No, Evening Shade was CBS too.
Was it?
Yeah, but I don't think they did not film in the same locations though. Because remember that was like what's his name? Bert was like not wanting to film in California or something like that. Like it was a thing.
I don't remember that. I don't remember any of that. It was on what? Evening Shade Network. Let's see here. Network. No, it wasn't. You're right.
My God.
Wait, was it on Tuesday? What day was it? I don't even know. Anyway. Where can I watch episode? It's on Prime Video. Dear listeners, if you ever want to watch more Evening Shade, it's on Prime Video.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind revisiting that. I liked it when I was a kid.
Yeah, girl, we were very old as a kid. Anyway, Reese is dead and everybody's crying.
I just remember, like, you just made a terrible thing come back to me when I really loved Burt Reynolds a lot in the 80s when I was a kid.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that. It was uncomfortable.
Like everything he put out, I was like, yes.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds and the Titanic. Those were your two like obsessions. Burt Reynolds, Titanic. It was hard to get you talking about.
Smokey and the Bandit was like my
Oh,
life.
and Linda
I thought it was-
Evangelista and Jan Jackson. I'm sorry, there were four. There were four.
Linda, Naomi,
Four obsessions.
Christy.
Five
I've had
obsessions.
more.
Are you being
I've had
served?
more.
So there you go.
Yeah.
There were five obsessions.
There's. Let's be honest here. There are many more.
There are many more because you have a little ADHD that's undiagnosed. So they're all over the place. But the ones you hyper focused on were those five. And I can hear Big Sister Babe, if she listens to this episode, just shake your head back in the
Big Sister Maim's like, you didn't live with her. You know, it's funny. So, true story. Now that you've said that, right? True story. There was a running joke in our house all the time about me and what they would call, our family would call them like my summer marathons. And basically what the summer marathon used to be was every summer, just about, there were a movie that I would become obsessed with, and I would watch it every day during the summers. And when my brother was still home before he went to college, he got unfortunately in the crosshairs of one of those summers in which I became obsessed with the movie Back to the Beach with Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello. And I wanted to watch it. I was, however old I was when that movie came out on video, I wanted to watch it every day. And I would have a fit if I couldn't watch it. So he would just put it on. I don't know. I can't explain what I was like when I was a child.
That
I
is
don't
like
know.
the
But
gayest thing I've ever heard. And I've watched.
you've heard a lot.
And I've watched some really rough gay porn. Like I've.
But really, like, how gay is gay porn really? Right? Like, really,
I've.
really.
I had someone tell me, I bet your asshole tastes delicious. So Charlene reads a note from Reese's daughter, and she starts crying, and she used a tear to put a stamp on a letter back to thing. And Suzanne's here, and let me just tell you, she is with it. She knows she's not signing that contract again, and she is with it.
She's like, I'm not being stupid anymore. We're done.
They're sending Julia off on a cruise.
Okay, well, that's nice.
And Charlene compares Suzanne to Scarlett O'Hara. You know, she's just getting everything done, and you know, doing this, doing that, and you know, she would even take the drapes down to make a dress. And Mary Jo's like, she'd go a step further, take the Venetian blinds down and make a credit card out of it.
She would. She would. And I would not hold it against her.
Charlene describes the cruise, and Mary Jo's like, do you really think it's going to be in the morning, in the evening? Ain't we got fun? Kathy Lee Gifford just screaming in Julia's face. Girl, I've vindicated. Finally, it took 5 seasons and 22 episodes, but finally I feel vindicated. That's it.
I had a moment. It was like That's So Raven, where like my vision shot out, and I could just remember all of the times we would walk into class singing that song, and just do the whole commercial.
Oh God,
we've been gay for so long.
Girl, don't you remember doing a conga line in 8th grade on the office chairs down the hallway? Why did they have an automotive thing in our middle school? That's the thing I never don't understand.
I don't know. Oh, why were we so gay? And better yet, how did we survive? Literally, how did we survive?
Well, look, girl, we both went to an, I'm going to use this very, very loosely, inner city school. The urban school which was
It
the
was
most.
the urban school.
It was the urban school. Dear listeners, that means there were Black people there. And like, yeah, that's really it. Like, we both come from fairly liberal for our time families. Both of our families took paths, but they eventually ended up on the right side of the world. Yeah.
Our friends were fairly like fine. They just thought we were insane.
Oh, some of them knew.
No. Some of them knew, but they didn't care.
That's exactly right. You know, it really was AG English specifically that really, for all the hell we gave that California teacher.
I did not give her hell.
I didn't either.
We were actually quite delightful in that class.
Yeah. Until she tried to ask us how to pronounce Appalachian and what's Appalachian. And I'm like, girl. She's like, but it doesn't flow. I'm like, I remember somebody in the class, I don't remember who it was, just say, we own the mountains. It's how we say it.
We own the mountains. Were we wrong? No. I just saw a picture of Livermush yesterday, and I just regressed. I was just like,
What was it from one of our friends' businesses? Okay.
Oh yeah. You saw the same picture.
I did. I was like, I could eat, even though it wouldn't be good for me after my surgery. I could eat a mess of livermush right now.
Wait.
Girl, I mean,
it just calls to you sometimes.
Last night I went out and had wings. The
really?
the food, not the TV show. I don't want to suffer that much.
With your stomach?
It's fine until this morning.
Okay.
Girl, they didn't operate on my stomach. They just pushed some stuff in and sewed it back up.
Just push it.
I mean, that is what they made 2 little slits. They shoved 2 little prods in there. If you ever want to watch a really cool video, dear listeners, this is true. Look up laparoscopic umbilical hernia surgery. It's like 7 minutes long, and it's just these 2 little robots pushing something down and sewing real fast. And then putting a thing in and sewing real fast again. That's it. It is so cool to watch.
And you had that done to you.
I did. My husband went, like, as soon as I was in the OR, like that he was out front and it said, Mims is in the OR on a little screen. He walked back to get a coffee. They had to give him a map to get to the canteen. Comes back with the coffee. Mims is out of surgery and in post-op. So, and got out of post-op. Mims, do you feel any pain? Yes. Here's some fentanyl. Okay.
So much pain.
Nah. I didn't even have to take the oxy they gave me, so it was fine. It was just a little pain, little.
She's a tough old broad.
Speaking of that, Julia hadn't been sleeping.
Oh no, she is in mourning.
She's been kind of like that. Just been wandering around wailing like a banshee or something.
Not a banshee, girl.
Well, she's here, and Mary Jo suggests she go for a bath and a walk in the park, and she's like, I have bathed and walked and gone to the zoo, and I am tired of it. Well, Mary Jo and Charlene invite her out to dinner that night, and she's like, I don't know around all those people. Charlene's like, well, or Mary Jo's like, well, we aren't taking Chuck E. Cheese, the previous episode reference.
Yes.
We're just going to go out and we're going to, have a nice time. And, that the one thing about Southern funerals, dear listeners, I don't know if you know this. There is one thing that was missing from this set during this. There was not enough food anywhere. I like there were no.
Well, it had been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks So usually it stops after 2 weeks.
That's true. But girl, she would have still had leftovers and leftovers and leftovers. There would have been casserole dishes stacked everywhere. You know this. That's like when she was talking about going out and eating all that kind of stuff. Why? You got stuff in the freezer. You got stuff in the freezer for the next 3 months. Why are you going anywhere?
So guilty. Guilt just now. I just felt it visit on me that back when like there used to be deaths, but like not like close deaths, but like close enough. That when I would always be like to my mom, like, we should go check on because I always knew there would be some leftovers to take back.
There are two things you always go for: the fried chicken, if the person had a black friend, and number two, I call them the funeral biscuits. They're the Hawaiian rolls that you cut in half. You put the ham and the mustard, and you drench the butter on, and you bake them. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Those things, girl, I ate a whole pan of those one time. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was not
Those
over the.
It
was not over the course of 2 sittings. It was, it was me and that pan. And luckily, I was bereaved at that moment, so I had an excuse. But I would do it right now anyway.
They were so good.
God, they are. I've looked up the recipe, and how I looked up the recipe was funeral ham sandwiches. Southern funeral ham sandwiches. Welcome to the stage.
That was their official name. Welcome to the stage. Funeral ham sandwiches, Annie. Yes.
Oh God.
And she's celebrating a Latin funeral today, so that mustard is spicy.
So Julia is she's taking some light reading with her on the cruise. She's going to read the Brothers Cruise.
I actually, true story, I have a Dostoevsky audiobook that I use to help me go to sleep at night.
Oh God. You liked Crime and Punishment.
No, I did like Crime and Punishment, but that's about the only one that I liked. I didn't like the other ones because it got all the rest of them are basically like a lot of love triangles, but like Russian love triangles. I'm like, whatever. So, but they do the author that reads them. He's got like this nice, like kind of deep, but soft British voice. It's nice.
Oh,
it's
speaking
nice.
of deep but soft British voices, and absolutely nothing like them. If you sign up for Pluto, which is freemium television, you know what Pluto is.
I know. I have
Girl,
Pluto.
They have Taskmaster on there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's actually exciting.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've been recuperating with. So we just fished the first series of Taskmaster and going on the second one. Yeah,
that's perfect. That's perfect sewing.
Dear
material.
Listeners, if you don't know what Taskmaster is, it's a British game show with comedians that they have to do stupid tasks and figure out the easiest way to do them to get points. It's one of the best panel shows. It's great. I love it.
I wish we had panel shows here like that, but also I know they wouldn't be the same because they're not British.
And our comedians aren't okay.
Say it.
No, I'm trying to think of they aren't the same kind of comedy, right? We lean more into the slapstick and the not wittiness. I could see that show, that late to whatever the comedy thing, the game show
at midnight.
After midnight. Thank you. Is a close thing we have to it, and there's some people on there who are very good. Adam Pally is first of all, I love Adam Pally. I am very, very, very sexually attracted to Adam Pally. Holy God. Happy Endings, the Knuckles TV show, the Sonic. It's just, yes, that trash he made with Fran Drescher. It was a bad show. He was still hot. But Bianca Del Rio, fantastic at it.
Yeah.
Because what? She's a professional.
Mhm.
So Charlene bought her a National Tattler to read instead. She talked about Bridget Nielsen got another tattoo on her butt of her boyfriend, and Mary Jo's like, she should just put an Etch Sketch back there. Ha 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 ha.
That was a pretty funny bit.
It was if it was relevant for today.
I mean, today you could probably get an Etch Sketch implanted on your backside with modern technology.
Well, there's a delivery for Julia.
Okay.
And they say just put on the table, and Julia goes upstairs, and Charlene's like, just put it on the damn table. Well, the delivery's a child actor. That's right, Randa's back. Y'all may remember her from being a brat a few episodes ago. I don't remember when, but she's a brat again. So the governess comes in a little bit later. The governess is here. And Mr. and Mrs. Oliver, and we'll say Olivier to make them sound fancy, are leaving, or they're not coming back from Europe in time to come get her. The governess has another job, but they'll be back tomorrow, right? They'll be back very, very soon. And Sugar Baker's was listed underneath the emergency phone numbers, and to get what this child is like, well, maybe it was an emergency the way they decorated our house. Ha 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 ha. Dear listeners, I know that some people have this as a beloved episode. Anyway.
Looking for the exit.
Oh no, there's not one. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care.
And so the nanny says if nobody takes her, Julia's like, well, I'm going on a cruise, and like everybody's trying to explain that Julia just had a major loss, etc. And she's like, well, if nobody takes her, I'm going to have to take her to child welfare services. To which I say, you should just take her child welfare services. I guarantee you those rich ass people are not going to deal with that ever again. And they're just going to pay to send her off to a military academy that she needs.
They would have come right home.
They would have been on the next plane back, or on Jeff Bezos' yacht. They would have found a way to get back here. End of episode. Everybody happy. Julia going on cruise, and we have a much different episode. How Julia got her groove back.
Ooh, come on, groove. 5 weeks later.
He already had that groove. Dear listeners, just throw this out there. Don't do genealogy unless you want to find some stuff.
Girl, I tell you, you and me both.
Lord. I pulled up. I've got getting records, and like, Lord, girl, I got to stop in Newton, North Carolina to pick up a couple of things on my way. I can have it sit here, but it's just cheaper to go by there and actually physically pick it up. So next time I go on a Cherokee Key, I'm just going to drive by Newton and pick up.
Come on, Newton.
Come on, Newton. Girl, maybe I will go to Catawba Valley Mall right there afterwards.
For old time's sake.
All time's sake, just walk around, see if that Gloria Jeans is still holding on for dear life in there.
Walk into whatever used to be Media Play. Be like, you used to be Media Play in my day, honey. Y'all don't know about that. I think
it's a Big Lots now.
I would love for you to walk in there looking like some society woman. Be like, this used to be a Media Play back in my day, honey. And y'all don't know nothing about that, though. I can't. Y'all missed it. Y'all missed the era, honey.
The era of Media Play. And the slow decline of Media Play too. Oh, it was so sad when it started falling apart.
And now we don't even have media.
like, why did it fall apart? That's the thing I don't get. Like, it fell apart years, girl, years before
digital.
Before digital. Like I'd got my MP3 player like 4 or 5 years after it started falling apart.
I got my first MP3 player from a Circuit City.
Same. Did yours look like a Tamagotchi too?
No.
Mine would look like a little red Tamagotchi.
No, mine was that little the first the Sony Walkman one that they put out.
Oh, that thing was trash.
It was not good.
Mine was cheap, and you could I dropped it downstairs. I like treat it like shit. Girl, it would probably still work today if I could find it.
Yeah, I wish I could find my old Zune.
I remember you in that motherfucking thing. I
loved it
Zune.
so much.
It was such trash. It really, you were the only person who loved the Zune. It was you.
Because all it was literally Spotify before Spotify. And it's so funny to me now that everybody has forgotten the fact that they're the ones that started that model. And we've just forgotten that now. That was part of Zune, is that it was just, you subscribed to a monthly thing, got all the music you wanted on your Zune. It was literally Spotify many years before Spotify. That's why I loved it more than it wasn't that I didn't like the other stuff. I liked the music service. That's why I liked it, because I could listen to whatever.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Now the box itself, terrible.
There
right?
we go.
Terrible.
Okay.
Terrible.
Okay. Well, girl, here's the thing. The thing is that iTunes was the same thing at the same time, and it was cheaper.
So wait, you could download all the music you wanted for a monthly fee?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, see, I always thought iTunes was just regular, just purchase the albums.
I think
they
didn't
start
both.
doing it until...
I thought they did both. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't think they did both. Not until they came out with Apple Music. They never had a subscription service like that.
Oh.
But that's why, that for people that never had a Zune, right? Because if you didn't have it, which was a lot of folks, right? If you didn't have it, you didn't realize that was part of the whole thing. So whenever you hear people kind of talk the very nostalgically about Zune, it has nothing to do with the device.
Whenever you hear people talk nostalgically about, whenever you hear a person, Auntie Maim, not Noir, discuss very nostalgically about this shitty piece of hardware she had in 2002. Her and my roommate were the only two people who I ever knew had a Zune.
And my boyfriend at the time.
Great.
Whatever. It was a good piece. It was good. I liked it so much.
I guess so. It was
plus
more 2000. It was more 2005, wasn't it? 2005, 2008.
I was so nervous about because that was also the time when people were getting cease and desist and lawsuit things and all that. So I was nervous about getting free MP3s.
It didn't stop you from downloading the porn.
I didn't have easy access to that.
Oh God. Well,
actually,
Julia's going to take Randa for the night.
Oh, that's nice of her.
It's a little bit later on. It's the evening, and Randa's complaining about the food and saying it tastes puke. It smells pukey. She slides the food away. Julia pushes it back. She slides food away. Julia pushes it back. She's talking about manners, blah, blah, blah. She slides away, hits the floor. Julia grabs her, takes her to the floor, said, if you're going to throw it on the floor like an animal, you're going to eat on the floor like an animal. Julia gets up, sits in her chair. She pushes the chair away. There's lots of slapstick and running around and breaking things. And yeah.
You hate this episode.
We haven't gotten to that part yet.
You can tell by the venom in your voice.
It's not good. It's just not funny. It's not sad. It's just nothing. They killed off Hal Holbrook without even giving him an in memorandum. They didn't give him an episode. They gave him nothing. One of my favorite like one of the best male characters in this. This not Anthony.
Yeah.
Like we got Bill or JD. No, we Hal Holbrook is by far the best male actor.
Yeah, but he's also like an acting legend too. I mean,
and like I don't. It's.
But what I thought, because I actually thought the same thing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And what I thought is I have a feeling that Hal Holbrook was like, I don't want to make a big deal, right? I got to leave the show for blah, blah, blah. I don't want to make a big deal out of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to, because I personally think that's what happened. Because I do think that he probably was like, yeah, I don't know, you can incorporate it, obviously, to explain why I'm not going to be there anymore, but like, don't make a big thing out of it. And I really think that's what they did.
I mean, it could also be that they didn't sign him into a contract this season, so they couldn't use his face.
Oh, there's that too.
I mean, let's not get too super ethereal here. Let's just say it like it is. It probably they didn't sign a contract, use his face.
Super ethereal. Yes,
God.
that term. Love that term.
Mary Jo and Charlene are here to take Julia out. She finds them with she finds Julia with Rand in a headlock. And Julia's like, get out now. And Mary Jo's like, did you see that? Charlie just like, yeah, Julia's eating.
It was cute. Not great, but cute.
Well, it's the next morning, and Anthony apparently signed his contract last night because he's back. And he's like, well, okay, what's going on? Randa's cleaning, and Julia's like, yeah, she's making up, fixing her mistakes, and the new governess is coming, and she needs to have a firm hand. Well, the taxi's here. Julia hands off her bag, and the new governess is here, and she's a bit rougher.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it.
She calls Randa brat, which she is. And Julia's like, when I said, a governess with a firm hand, I didn't mean a lady warden from an Anne Margaret prison movie.
Those are so good.
I've never
We should do one of those. We should do one for like a special episode.
God. We'll see how that happens.
I'm just saying, they are so good. Remember that episode of Murder, She Wrote that was in the lady prison?
Yes.
Imagine that, but like 1,000 times more ridiculous. Like cartoonishly level villains and it's so good. No Adrienne Barbeau though, but everything else.
Well, Julia says, send the taxi away. This governess is a bitch. I'm going to keep her. And then Julia talks. Well, you didn't say anything either, girl.
I'm watching you like slowly turn the page over. Like,
girl, if I was still a hoe at this point, I would have been on Scruff or something while this episode was on and just sort of like half-assly. Instead, I was on OnlyFans.
Oh, OnlyFans.
Oh
my God.
Well, Julia starts talking about the big circle. And you know how when Payne died, wait, was that her ex-husband or was Payne her son? Whatever. When husband died, she saw it in Payne's her son. And then now that Reese is dead, she sees Randa, and it's just a big old circle of life and death. And this have been when she could have sung, "Will the Circle Be Unbroken?" right then. Like she could have done that.
Oh, yeah.
Or later on when she's singing Mockingbird, she could have sung that, which would have been a lot more spiritual. What's later at night, girl? It's later at night, and have we been talking long enough on this episode? Bless be we have. It's later at night, and Randa can't sleep, girl. Randa can't sleep. And Julia opens up about the death of Reese and how it's really hurting her. And Randa's like, it's not the same. My parents leave on purpose. He didn't leave on purpose, which he did to go to Evening Shade, but that's beside the point. Or maybe he didn't. They just decided not to renew one of the best actors' contracts on the show. Whatever.
Or he could have just been back on tour doing Mark Twain again.
His one-man Mark Twain and Branson.
Right.
Well, Julia's like, the difference is your parents are coming back. Oh, I'm taking child welfare services. Reese isn't, because his contract wasn't renewed. And Julia sings Mockingbird to her, and she's like, oh, it's a song about shopping. Randa says, Julia, will you join me to sleep with me tonight? And then they both go sleep, and Julia finally falls asleep. Do 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 do. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you find yourself a Miss Georgia Wild?
Oh, Julia's first grieving outfit at the beginning of the episode.
With the like red flap.
Dress.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes, Queen. Yes.
I literally was like, I'm ripping that design off.
It is so good. It is so good.
Life.
You could put a little black button right here so nobody could see, and then like, yes,
it was so good, so good.
If you need a pattern for something like that, I'm not kidding. Even though it sounds like I'm going to be, look up a breastfeeding shirt, because it's just a breastfeeding shirt that's without the extra patch right there. The red patch is where the breastfeeding thing would normally be.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Girl, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Did you like this episode?
Don't be mad.
Uh-huh.
I actually like the episode.
That is not what you said to me before this.
No, I didn't say I disliked the episode.
Oh no, you did. You said I don't like it. Those are your
upon the second watching of this episode and us talking about it more. Because I never really hated Randa as much as you did. Like, I do like the episode. I do. It's an awkward episode though, and I think it's what you said. It's the fact that it goes in such a very different direction that it probably should have gone, but also because we don't know what the circumstances are. This show doesn't normally spend an entire episode on grief and things like that. It just doesn't balance it in that way. So, yeah, I mean, it's like, I would say if there was like a middle ground, I'm like right on the like just shy of middle, right? I'm not over on the dislike. It's just shy. It's not all the way over. Still not gonna love it, right? But just shy.
This is a big old wet fart of an episode. Like it is. It came out. It left stains all over everything. It is something you have to rush home and clean up afterwards. It is not something anybody enjoys unless you're into that sort of thing. It is not the worst episode of this show, but it's definitely down there.
But it's like, I also think about the fact that like all four ladies got like little moments to shine in the episode too.
Wonderful. Who cares? Suzanne didn't get a moment to shine. She got a second and a half to look competent. She wasn't funny.
That's what I meant. I just meant like she got a little thing in. She got to be sassy and show that side of her. I didn't just mean like being funny. I just meant like everybody got like a little beat.
Well, girl, that's called a group comedy. And if they
sometimes the show does not do that.
I know, and that's when they fail. So, like, I mean, it's not Randa's fault. She's written poorly. Like, it's not.
They write her character so shallowly,
and like it's not it's not anybody else's fault. It's Linda Bloodworth Thompson's fault because they give them an out at the beginning. Send her to Child Protective Services. This is not your job. This is beyond the niceness of a Southern person. There is no Southern person out there who would be like, I'm a business and you want to do this with a child? A bratty rich girl? Are you crazy?
But I think it's because they have history with Miranda now and they know that she is not coming from a place of love. It's like, I feel like that's why they ended up doing what they did, is because they know that she's not taken care of. Just like on the last episode when she was on there, like, right? That was how they kind of ended it, was we know she's terrible, but we know she's terrible because her parents are terrible. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's just it's like two different episodes in one, which sometimes when the show does that, it doesn't go well, which is like I said, that's why I'm kind of like right in that middle down of like, I could see where it was going on both sides and they weren't terrible, but they just don't marry very well.
I know. No, it was just bad. There's no convincing me otherwise that it. Yeah, just bad.
The disgust.
Well, I'm trying to think of a worse episode. And like it's a lot of it is Hal Holbrook, right? A lot of it is we have emotional investment in Reese. Like we
do.
We actually, there is collateral there. There is the emotional response that you should have from us.
Yeah.
Is not starting off with with Charlene and Mary Jo one-offing. Well, Reese is dead. Take me to that funeral. Like, if you're going to give me grief, give me fucking grief, and then have Randa show up, right? Like, and make it lighter at the end. Work me through all that. Don't put me in the earth and like have, well, no, Reese's dead. We all knew he had that heart thing. Well, but wouldn't it be a much better way to do it to like have Julia crying in the funeral, or have her set up the funeral? That way you would have, Suzanne look even more competent. You would have a full episode of that.
No, I agree with you. It really, that should have been the focus of the episode.
And it's okay for 90s sitcoms to not be funny all the time. We know that. It could have been an episode just about grief and the four coming together around that grief.
I think it's probably, yeah.
I'm sorry Randa had to pay her union dues.
All right, fine. You've swayed me back into I don't like it as much.
Like I wrote the entire new episode in my head and it's much better. I could picture it. Like, it's funnier. It's better. Yeah. You can even have a situation go so off the wall, like when Julia stuck her head through the banister at his funeral, because you could do that. You could have the grief and that be the release at the end to where you're crying and laughing all at the same time.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm off the soapbox. Trash of an episode. Hey, Maim, why don't you tell your listeners where they can find you?
Sure. After that, hello everybody. It's Auntie Maim, your favorite relation. You can find me performing every Thursday night, hosting Amazing Colossal Karaoke at Killer Idol in South Beach. You can also find me performing with the Villain Theater in Miami and posting various things that you can follow at I'mYourAuntieMaim.com. And over to you, Mims.
Hey, y'all, I'm the Divinest Mims. You can find me online at thedivinesmims.com. Hey, Maim.
Yep.
Do you know if we have Patreon?
What?
That's right, get Patreon. I'm Mims and Maim. You can throw some money. Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Do you know we have another podcasts? That's right. We have You Slay Me, our Murder She Wrote podcast, and Over the Moon, our moonlighting podcast. Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Did you know we have merchandise?
No.
That's right. If you go to MrMahaffey.com, you can buy something. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do you know what I love?
You love 5-star reviews?
That's right, dear listeners. If you like this more than that episode, leave us a 5-star review. And if you don't, leave us a 5-star review. Because you know what we have? Well, Maim doesn't have them, but I have opinions. So
I also have opinions. I don't think you validate them, but I think I have opinions.
I do validate them when they're right. Hey, Maim.
No, you just you process them. You don't validate them. You process them and then reprocess them back into my face.
Oh, God. Just like Roxy Andrews' makeup.
Oh, my.
You know what I like better than her makeup? This episode.
What?
Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know our dear listeners can reach out to us?
No, really?
That's right. They says email MrMahaffey@gmail.com, which I need to check soon. I haven't been. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do you have anything else to add?
Nope. Nope, that's it.
Why don't you say goodnight, Maim?
Good night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.